Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the March 2022 general reading for the zodiac sign of Cancer. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you the meaning of the tarot cards as well as any intuitive messages that I receive. I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my channel. That helps me greatly, and you'll also be notified when I post future videos. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's going on, what's wrapping up, coming to a close for you. Column 2 is just going to be a general look at March. We're going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guide. I'm also going to do a healing crystal, a healing note, and 3 yes or no questions for you. Let's go and jump in, Cancer, though, and see. We're going to pull a summary card here. We have the card Absent. So likely in the last few weeks or maybe even month, you've just felt a little disconnected from everything that's going on, Cancer. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's good for us to withdraw, retreat a little bit, but maybe not as connected as you've usually been. But let's see what messages we've got. Our first card is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is about having a choice. So some of you may have had to choose between 1 or 2 things, but this is also a card of multitasking. So you see this person is like trying to juggle and balance everything that they have going on. So you could have just been kind of busy, heads down, dealing with all the tasks at hand. The next card we have is the Fool. The Fool is a card of new beginnings, fresh hope, taking a new path, going on a new venture. So likely you started something new, Cancer, recently. And at the bottom we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of loss, regret, grief. You see this person's head is hanging low, they're dressed in all black, and they're almost grieving these 3 cups being spilled. Unfortunately, there has just been a lot of death lately, it seems. So some of you could be grieving the loss of a loved one. But let's clarify this. This could also be like a friendship or separation that you're grieving as well. The first card that we have is the Two of Pentacles. Those of you that know me know I love when this happens, when we have the same card together. This is the universe saying, like, I meant what I said. So in this case, either this was a big, clean decision you made, or again, this is just acknowledging all the things that you've been juggling and all the things you've been having to weigh and deal with, Cancer. The next card that we have is the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is having lots of choices. Again, going back to what we were saying, so many things going on. And then it can also be a card of not being able to commit, commitment issues. Some of you could be having a hard time staying committed to this new beginning, this new hope, this new opportunity. I would encourage you, Cancer, if you're feeling that energy, like you get started on something new and you kind of fall off, really make sure you're committing to whatever this new thing is. And at the bottom, we have the Tower card. Not really surprised to see this card on top of the Five of Cups. Whatever this Five of Cups thing was, it was shocking. It made you feel not good. Again, it could have been a loved one passing away. It could have been an end of a friendship. It's some sort of unwanted change that kind of threw you for a loop. So just acknowledging those kind of lower feelings around it. Again, it could have been unexpected or unwanted with the Tower card there. Now let's move into column 2 where we're going to take a look at general March. What's coming for you? We have the card Potential. I've seen this card a lot right now, or a lot this month coming up for March. But this just means that you have endless potential, Cancer. So let's read into this more and see what messages we get. The first card that we have is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a card of celebrations. You see these people in the background have their hands raised and are celebrating. It also could be a card of family, friends, or reunion. So there could be potential for some of you for your family to be expanding, but this could also be a time for reunion. This could be an opportunity to reconnect. The potential to reconnect with people is definitely there. The next card we have is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card of needing to rest, retreat, renew, recover. You see this person is like laying in bed and is still. They're like stone solid. I do think, especially we had the Two of Pentacles twice, I feel like a lot of you just had a lot going on. You kind of withdrew. You need to make sure that in March you're resting so you can live again to your full potential. But making sure you're taking the time to recover, because it feels like February or the last few weeks have been a little chaotic. Then the next card we have is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very confident and very self-assured. This is a reminder that you need to be confident, you need to be self-assured, Cancer, going into the next month. You almost need to know your own potential and the potential of whatever you're working on. There could be times where you are assuring yourself of that in these coming weeks and months. So we just pulled some clarifying cards. The first clarifying card we have is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is a card of being very patient. It can also be a card of getting like a new job or new money news. Some of you could be getting a new job or be getting a raise or a promotion of some sort in March, hence that celebration. In regards to reunion, it could also be a reunion that you've been waiting for a while. Sometimes waiting is associated with this Page of Pentacles. The next card we have is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of self-defense and having to protect yourself against competition. So you see all these wands here are trying to hit just this one person, and here you are with just your one wand. That could be what's causing you the burnout as well with the Four of Swords. Like you could just feel like you're on defense and constantly having to defend yourself. So make sure that you are kind of getting away from that cycle if you are feeling that. Making sure that you're not like constantly feeling like you are in competition for something. Then the next card we have is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is a card of not very good relationships. This somebody is like a bully, a thief, like some sort of abusive relationship almost. This feels pretty tied into our Seven of Wands and our Four of Swords. There's like just some ongoing tension, and it could be work or it could be a family member that's just burning you out with that Four of Swords, being tired. So be careful of these relationships that are draining your energy, that are causing you to feel like you're in competition or causing you to feel like you need to defend yourself. Now in our next column, let's take a look at money. So this could be your job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, truly anything related to money. You have some really great money cards in the money column, Cancer. The first card we have is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is very active, and it indicates a new project or potentially a new creative idea. Those of you that work, I do think that you'll be taking on a new project of some sort coming into March. Newness is definitely there. The next card we have is the Wheel of Fortune. Those of you that have listened to my videos before, the Wheel of Fortune is one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. It's a great money card. It does indicate good fortune, a turning point. With the wheel, things are shifting positively for you on the money front. Very much so a card of fortune. And then at the bottom here, we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is an interesting card. This is a necessary transition. So this is like taking you to a better place. If you look at the boat is heading in a forward positive direction. This is also sometimes a card of relocation. So some of you could actually be moving for work. If you're trying to buy a house, I would take this as a good sign too, because this is showing that you're moving, that you're relocating. I mentioned that in this column because buying a house would be an investment for you. But let's clarify this column and see what messages we get here. The first card that we have is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is very fast-paced. It indicates a lifestyle change. You see how fast the horse and rider are moving on this card. And that's paired on top of our Page of Wands. So this is indicating this new project. It could come to you quite quickly. Maybe it's not anticipated. The Page of Wands is also a card of being very active, and if you see this card, there's a lot of activity happening here. So you could be entering a period where you are more busy or active than usual in your work front. The next card that we have is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a card of homecoming, celebration, again, family, friends, and reunion. You had the Four of Wands earlier in your reading too. So you could be getting reconnected possibly with a coworker or an old boss, or there could be something to be celebrated. With the Wheel of Fortune, this could come in the form of like a promotion or a raise, and of course that would warrant celebration. Or maybe you were like part of a team and your work kind of deviated and you weren't working on that team. Maybe the turning point will be coming back together, because it is again a card of reunion. Then at the bottom here we have the Strength card. The Strength card is a card of self-love, unconditional love, self-respect, and of course with the lion there, you're opening the lion's mouth. It's very much so a card of courage. So as you go through this transition of whatever fashion it may be, again, we're on some sort of necessary transition. Make sure you stay brave, stay positive, be self-soothing, and make sure you have a really positive outlook on the change that's coming. The Strength card is, again, very much so a self card. Same thing, maybe you're buying your first house and you're a little anxious. Stay confident, be taking care of yourself. It's a good transition. It's carrying you to a good place. Now let's take a look at our fourth column, which is related to love. So this could be family, friends, children, again, anything related to love. The first card we have is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is oftentimes having to compromise or make a decision. So there's two islands in the background and it's like, do I go to this island or this island? So there's likely some sort of decision on the love front that needs to be made, or some sort of decision that needs to be made in your relationship. In some cases, some of you could be feeling like you're compromising, like you're doing more for your partner than your partner's doing for you, or maybe, again, if you're buying a house, your partner wants house A and you want house B, and you end up going with house A to make your partner happy. There does feel like there's some compromise going on this month coming in the love front. The next card we have is the Hangman. The Hangman is interesting. It's really stagnant. It is kind of how it looks, like this person's hanging there by their foot and they're just kind of stuck. It's like you can't move until you have another piece of information. The interesting thing with the Hangman, though, if you flip it over, it's like the Fool when we're back to new beginnings. But in this case, likely there's something waiting, or you're missing some piece of information related to love currently. The next card we have is the Devil card. The Devil card is a card of greed, envy, materialism, obsession. I would give this as kind of like a word of cautious, like if you're in a relationship, make sure that you're not being greedy. Try not to be envious too of other people. Like you get stuck in that like keeping up with the Johnsons of like wanting your family to be like somebody else's family, or accomplishing the same things as your friends or loved ones. Like maybe your sister's getting married and now you want to get married. Try to stay out of that kind of cycle of thinking with the Devil card. Try not to obsess about things either. Maybe you do have to compromise on something going back to house A or house B. Like, don't obsess on getting even. I don't know why that's the message that's coming through, but it is like, well, I gave you this, now you need to give me something back. It may not be that fine balance this month for you, Cancer, is kind of the message I'm getting. But let's clarify this a little bit further and see what other messages I can give you. The first clarifying card we have is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is a new idea, new mental clarity. It can be conflict though too with the Ace of Swords. I think this is really tying back to the Two of Swords and possibly having to compromise or make a decision. For some of you, this decision will lead to a really new, wonderful idea or mental clarity. For some of you, this could lead to conflict again. With the Devil card, I feel like some of you maybe are like not feeling happy that you had to compromise, and that could be the conflict that's coming up with the Ace of Swords. This could be also surgery. There could be someone in your family, loved one, or spouse, or possibly child in your family that is having surgery. The Ace of Swords sometimes does indicate surgery as well. The next card we have is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of loss, regret, grieving. Some of you, again, I think are grieving that decision or feeling unhappy about that decision or compromise. It's paired on top of the Hangman though, and what I'm getting is that like you had to compromise. I do think it's going to work out for the best for you. Like you're kind of feeling stuck because it wasn't exactly what you wanted, but I do think things will play out in the best for you. The next card that we have is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of teamwork, commerce, expansion. Some of you, if you're hoping to have a baby, this could be an indicator of your family expanding. But this is very much so a card of teamwork. Going back, the Devil card was like kind of those hostile or upset feelings about that compromise or decision you had to make. Remember that if you're in a relationship, this is a teamwork. To be in a partnership with anybody, it's about teamwork. So just keep that in mind, that teamwork should be a focus for you. Also, this could be a card of travel. So some of you could be traveling with your family, friends, or significant other. Now let's move into our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guide. You have the card Connection. Make sure you're staying connected with those around you, your inner self and what you want. Stay connected to the earth. Make sure you're doing things like meditations, but stay connected going into March is the message that's coming. But let's see here. The first card we have is the Magician. The Magician is a really great card to have anywhere in the spread. It's very focused and creative energy. It's about turning your visions into reality. We have the Abundance sign there saying you can really do whatever you want. We have a cup, a pentacle, a sword, a wand. You have it all. So be very focused on what you want. Again, staying connected to yourself, being focused on the things that you do want in life. The next card we have is the Judgment card. This is a card of clarity and making sure you're in tune with your life's purpose. So I think this absolutely ties back to that Connection card and staying connected to who you are and what you want. The next card we have is the Ace of Pentacles. Anytime we have an Ace card, it is a card of newness. In the case of Ace of Pentacles, this is typically new job, raise, promotion, investment, income. We talked about that may be happening for you too. So definitely some money shifts coming for you, Cancer, in the month of March. Our first clarifying card is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of luxury, self-sufficiency, financial gain. Again, money definitely seems to be coming through for you in the month of March. But this is like saying whatever you want, you can have. So if you want to enjoy things, you have the ability to do so. If you want to live a life of luxury, you have the ability to do so. If you want to be self-sufficient, you can do so. If you want financial gains, you have the ability to do that, Cancer. And the next card we have is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is very nurturing, very healing, very supportive. I think this is like saying support your inner self, heal to make sure you're on the path you want to be on. If you look at this cup, it's not really a cup, it's more of a trophy. And it's that reminder that you are this trophy and you need to be living to your highest good. Make sure that you're fulfilling yourself, Cancer. Then at the bottom here, we have the Hierophant. This is very traditional, conventional, conformity. I'm getting that for some of you, this new money or new raise is like your employer said you need to do ABC to get this, and you did ABC to get it. So this was like well earned. You met the expectations. You were given guidelines and you followed them, Cancer. Overall, a good reading. At this point in time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. If you have them, we're going to use the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But for question number 1, we have the 5 of spades. This is number 6 card. That's going to be a no. Question number 2 is the 3 of spades. This is the number 10 card. That's going to be a yes. And question number 3 is the 8 of clubs. This is number 13. This is going to be a no for you. So we have no, yes, no, Cancer. We're also going to pull a card from our Healing Stone deck. This is a crystal to keep with you for the month of March. Put it on your desk, put it on your nightstand, keep it in your pocket. You have Moonstone. Moonstone helps you be very intuitive. It keeps you connected to your feminine side, and it helps you navigate all of the craziness happening in the world. And then last but not least, we're going to do a note from the Healing Notes deck because we can all use more healing. The message you have is never hurry, get plenty of exercise, always be cheerful, get all the sleep you need, expect to be well. Thank you so much, Cancer, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, if you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified in the future when I post new videos. Also, if you feel inclined, I did include my Venmo in the comments box. But thank you so much, Cancer, and have a wonderful March.